do? You sleepy? How you doing? How you doing, little chicken? It's another tough day at the urban farm. I have a sick chicken. Miss Cleo is not well. And at this point, it could be a couple of things. On Monday, she seemed fine. She was out with all the chickens. Tuesday, kind of out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that something wasn't quite right with her. Didn't think much of it. And then 2 hours later, I find that she has not gone up with the chickens. When it's bedtime, I always go and count how many legs are up on the perches. Okay. All right. You got 1, 2, 3. You got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, don't be fighting. No fighting. Don't fight. It's okay. No fighting. Don't be fighting her. I'm so glad that I did do that count because there wasn't the amount that needed to be in there. And so then I went out and looked around. And where I found her was right here on the corner, huddled up right here. And it was like, you can't sleep out here. You're not safe. I picked her up and I attempted to kind of brace underneath her and put her up on the roosting bars like I've done with the other ones. But she wasn't pushing her legs out like they normally do. She's letting them be weak. So I put her into the nesting box, put her in there. And then I thought I better check her. So I got everybody all settled, turned her over, and there was no blood, so there was no injury. But I could definitely feel that this chicken had no meat on her whatsoever. It was just feathers and bones. So I decided that she is not going to be safe in here with the ladies. So I put her into the chicken hospital for the first night. Oh, good night. Oh, the bright lights. Good night. Good night. This is probably one of the hardest things about being a chicken tenderer. And when you don't have a background in it, you are guessing by golly and you're doing a lot of Googling. Over the last 4 years, I have had a vet come and, it is expensive, but I just looked at it that it was me going to chicken husbandry school because it taught me a lot of things about the anatomy of the chicken and what's going on when one of them was not well. So the two things that I've sort of come up with, I was thinking that she either had an impacted crop because her crop was pretty thick and full, and or she had wired neck, which is where they can't kind of hold their neck up. She was holding her neck up, but when I was feeding her water, she would, tip herself a certain way. Chickens are really, really great at hiding that they're sick. And not until I picked her up did I realize that, like I said, she's just like feather and bone. So this is where the tough part comes in because, most farmers, as soon as a chicken is not well, you just let it go. And because it's, using up your resources and time and things like that. But as a backyard farmer, I just can't let things go. It's the same thing I do with plants. I will, start way too many seedlings, plant some in the garden and then give some away or sell some. And then whatever's left over, it's like, I can't just throw them out. I go and I find pots for them and off they go. So it's a really tough thing because she has very little ways to tell me that, hey, I am feeling really, 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 really bad and I'm not getting better, Maureen. If I go to pick her up, then she will make a little bit of fussing. But for the most part, she, you just don't know how much pain she's in. And maybe she's in no pain. You have no indication of knowing. And so that's where, do I keep pulling for her and keep hoping that she might get better? Or do I just let her go? So in the past, I used just some white bins and they would come and stay in my room. With Cleo, I've got, you know, these baskets that you get like fruit and stuff in. And you know, I get them year after year, and I found that this was just a really great way to put her in it so that it's supporting her so that she's not all sprawled out. And so what I've done is I've newspaper underneath it, newspaper in the bottom, and then some wood chips, and that way she can kind of lean on one side, which, you know, you'll get to see how I have it assembled. But this has just been absolutely fantastic. So this is last year's basket. The one she's in is this year's basket. So it's a great way to utilize these. And I think they can probably be washed afterwards, and I could use it for other chickens too. So I don on my my chicken apron because she is in a bit of poop. And I will be doing a cleaning up of her there. And then, and just to keep me extra clean, I tuck in a towel just to have it on my lap for any extra poops.
Now what are you doing, Maureen?
Yeah. So I'm just getting my bleach wipes ready so that they're ready to go. And my garbage is open as well. And then I carefully take her out. She's in this basket. She does get a little bit clucky. It's okay. But, and I just carefully take her like this. And I just check her bottom. Yeah. And I just take a little bleach wipe just to wipe anything extra. You okay? Yeah. So when she first was injured and she wasn't walking, I thought maybe she'd hurt her foot, but no, she's hasn't. I have a little garbage there. Okay, got to turn you around. Okay, I know. It's okay. Okay. So, and then, but yeah, she won't use her legs. And so I just make sure that her feet are in good positions. She's also molting. You know, really? You can't just have one or two things. Oh, yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm not doing anything. But I do check her crop just to feel how squishy it is. You know, to make sure, you know, if it's hard, that means she's not getting enough water in there. But to start, because it is nice and squishy, but it's not very full. But to start, I'm gonna give her a mixture of a pain reliever, anti-inflammatory. I know it stresses you out. Oh, no, I didn't do anything. And then I do have just some pure olive oil, and that's just to help the impacted crop part of it. And so we just take her little waddle and we just put it in, and it's all done. Good girl. Easy. She actually is taking to the meds pretty good. And then this is the Nutri-Drench, which is just a high amount of vitamins. And but she tips her head, so just gently holding her waddle. Oh, just almost done. I know you don't like it. A little bit. Oh, gotta be fast. Okay, just be. I don't. You're okay. Hello, Cleo. You're okay. I know you don't like it. Yeah, I know. There we go. Done. And so that's just to give her some extra vitamins for energy. Yeah. And I usually just do a little water chaser with it. But I found that I was able to get her drinking today and doing some eating. So we'll just put in another little half of this. Quick. Whoops. And there we go. Good girl. Those are all done. I could be over treating my chicken. I'm just covering all the bases that I can. I was giving her some like a vitamin E tablet and a little bit of selenium, because that helps her to absorb the vitamin E. But she'll eat the sunflower seeds, so I know she's getting enough there. Plus, you know, you can see she's got use of her neck. If she had wire neck, she wouldn't be able to hold it up. But Yeah, but you know, and you can see here, like with her panting, that's her being stressed out. So I know I'm like, you know, and so again, it could be that she's in pain from me holding her. So this is just a little bit of yeast cream. This one is hard for me to get into her mouth. And so I just try to get it in on the side. Did it! And we're all done. Good girl. All done. Yeah, I know that one doesn't taste good. But we're gonna let you have some seeds and some water. And with the yeast cream, you want to keep doing it for at least a week, because it's like if she does have sauerkraut or anything like that. So she could have just had impacted crop and sauerkraut, lost so much weight that she's, you know, has no muscle to her. You know, when you look at her, she looks like she's a good size. I know that tastes awful, doesn't it? It does. So then, so now I'm doing everything with one hand. Oh, I know, I need to turn you around because well, I'll do it with my left hand. Oh, okay, I won't. I'll hold you like this. Oh, does that hurt too? I'm sorry, sweetie. Okay. It's really tough. It's really, really tough. You know, she could get better, but at the same time, if she doesn't, you know, we might have to help her to let go, unfortunately. But I just love to give them a fighting chance, you know. And so, you know, if I don't start seeing improvement within the next couple of days, then it's like, then I've got to make that tough call and call the vet to come in. But in the meantime, you know, I want to keep, you know, let her have a safe environment and, you know, just let her know that she's super loved with her little angry face. They love it when you rub under their beaks. That's a favorite one. And the other favorite one with some of my chickens has been, you know, just to rub the top of their heads, you know, do a little rub, and they'll just like, you know, yeah, she's closed her eyes. There's just something about this that's just like, yeah. But you know, how often do they get to have a nice little beak rub? Yeah. You know, but looking at her, you know, her comb is a fairly good color. Her wattles are a little pale. So those are signs as well, but the panting, it could be that I'm making her very uncomfortable holding her like this so that she's, you know, trying to hold herself. There we go. But before I put her back in, I have to clean the basket. And so I do this one-handed. Tonight she's a bit more fussy, where before I was able just to kind of have her, I might be able to do it. We'll see if she doesn't get too fussy, because I want my right hand. Okay, turn you around. Okay. And then I just kind of let her straddle me so that she's there. There we go. And then, oh, is that hurting you? Okay, I'll be done in a quick. So I've chosen to use newspaper, and so then I just put a piece of newspaper, and so that's where she's been pooping because she can't move. And then if there is any other wet pieces, I have a little garbage here that I drop those in, any extra wet ones if it's gotten right through. And then I basically put another piece down, and this will be the next one for her. And then put a little extra wood chips so that it's not just on the paper, get a little bit more comfortable. Okay, sweetie pie. And then I carefully put her back in the same position. She seems to lean over, whoops, to her right side. Don't put your foot in. Put your foot in the water. Okay. And I just put her in gently. There we go. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. And I make sure her feet are, like, I think they don't care how their feet are, but I care how her feet are. So I like them to be where she's holding herself up. And so it works out really great with her in the basket here. Basket, newspaper, wood chips. So today what I've got, these little noodle soup bowls are great because they hold the water in, but this container, it's easy for it to get tipped. So I put it in like that, and then she can have access to it. I've got a little cuppa of mash, and then mostly I'm trying to pick out and just bring in the sunflower seeds. And I give her a few of those so that I can see if she's going to eat. But she's actually acting a little bit funny. Do you want to try some of that? Do you want to try some of those? I know you were eating a little bit ago. Okay. 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 And there we go. So we keep looking after her. She gets 2 treatments a day, once first thing in the morning and then once in the evening. And you know, and my hope is that she'll recover. Chances are she might not, because she's so far gone with how thin she got. But I'm thinking a little bit of food, a little bit of water, this, you know, extra nutrients that, you know, she might start to put some weight on and could possibly get better.
You're a very good chicken tender, Mama.
So I just have this little bit of water, got a bit of, you know, honey in it, and I just bring her down just gently. And sometimes she will go on her own and drink, but if I just get her to drink, take a little bit. We have little sips. Little sips. There we go. Oh, that was a big drink. A little bit of apple butter. See that? I like her face. Can you see it?
A little bit, yeah.
We are at day 7 today, and Cleo is still with me. Now, a few things that I have kind of discovered over the past week was when I was picking her up, there were certain parts of her that if I touched them, that's when she would really, really squeal. And I had been doing some tests with her when I first brought her in where, you know, I stretched out her leg and, you know, and pressed her foot up against my hand and saw that there was flexibility. But there was definitely, when you touch places in her back or along her side, you know, then she would, you know, she would flinch and she would, she could do a really good pterodactyl squawk with that. And then as I've been editing the video, I'm again noticing that that left leg is acting very peculiar. That's the leg that she has sprawled out in the basket here. So then, you know, as each day goes on, you start going, okay, let's just do a little bit more investigativeness and stuff. And back when she was probably under a year, she had a leg injury. So she limped for quite some time. It wasn't stopping her from functioning. And so, you know, we didn't splint it or anything like that. There is a past injury. And so what I'm thinking that has happened is that there are some extra, you know, creatures out in the back there that the chickens have been alerting me to. You know, I think there is a rat or whatnot, and that does come out during the day. And so there's many times where I will see the chickens all up on one compost bin, usually squawking. So that means they've seen something. So where Cleo was kind of right across from the corner of the compost bin. So what I'm thinking is that they were all up there, and either, you know, whether there was a squabble or whether she just jumped down and she jumped down on her leg wrong and has got a fracture. Now, granted, there were other issues. She did come in with an impacted crop and also sour crop just by what I could smell, but it could just be from the impacted. And so we have dealt with that. Weight-wise, I find that she's putting on a little tiny bit of weight, not a whole lot, but I've made the executive decision that I will be bringing in the vet. And so I'm hoping that, you know, it's been 7 days, but whether it is just something in her hip or something else, whether it can be repaired or not at this late in the game, because, you know, she's been in here for a week. I've brought her into my bedroom where I can keep a closer eye on her, especially during the night. And for the most part, it's like 2 poops a day. So that's when I give her treatments mostly. Still treating her the same with the extra vitamins and painkillers. But for the most part, she really does, she's actually pretty content as long as I'm not, you know, moving her. So there are some times where I just do the treatments while she's in the box, but today I did take her out and really paying attention to the positions of her. And for, I don't know, about 15 minutes, I just kind of made a little sling with my hands, and just to give her a different position and let her just kind of let her legs hang there, you know, and she just contentedly went to sleep. It's not game over yet, because, you know, she's still doing okay, but it's whether or not we can get this leg set and then get some weight on her. But that will have to be for another video. Anyway, Cleo and I are hoping that you're having a great day wherever you are, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care and God bless. Say bye, Cleo. Say bye-bye. She's a chicken of little words.